I've had an off-grid cabin up here for almost 20 years, and my biggest mistake has always been nothing beats living in the woods as long as you're doing it properly. Today is the top 10 off-grid mistakes in 10 minutes. The biggest off-grid mistake is underestimating the amount of work that it's going to take. Everything requires more work, whether that's cooking, maintaining your property. You think, oh, well, you just got batteries, you got solar panels, you plug stuff in and it works. It's never that easy. There's certainly some idealism around living off-grid. We romanticize it a little bit. Now, here's the flip side of this. The more active your body is, the more stuff you have to do, the less active your mind is and the less thinking and overthinking and stressing about things. It is like a working meditation. And there's nothing like working hard off-grid because the reward is pretty sweet at the end of the day once your chores get done. But don't underestimate it. Big mistake. I love you guys. Here's another big one. Expecting too much from your power system. Power does run out. Solar panels only do so much, especially when you're at a property like mine where I'm just tree covered. I don't actually rely too much on solar. I need my generator to top up my batteries. You'll always be wanting another solar panel. You'll always be wanting another battery. Why? Because, well, the sun doesn't shine every day. We have winter season to contend with here in Canada. Batteries have longevity. Now, of course, with the new lithium batteries, we've extended that life expectancy, but at some point you will have to upgrade your power system. So whatever you figure out your power needs are, add another 25%, 50%, whatever you can afford, whatever is comfortable for you, you're not going to regret it. Oh, geez, your bee went almost right in my ear. Buying anything other than a non-inverter generator these days is a big mistake. There's been some controversy even on my channel where people are saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with a old school generator that doesn't have clean power. But a pure sine wave inverter, like an inverter in a generator, gives you nice clean power. If you're not using an inverter generator, you're going to get this dirty power, which over time can damage your sensitive electronics. Think about things like a CPAP machine. Costs a couple bucks, right? These cost a little bit more money than regular generators, but not that much more. Now, this particular generator is a good one. This is the Honda 2200i. It's a 2000 watt generator. If you're looking for a small one, this is the one to get, really. Don't replace your old lead acid battery with another lead acid battery. If you're like me, you were replacing your old AGM batteries every 3 to 5 years. Basically 3 years. Now that said, I still have an AGM battery and it is powering my electric fence, keeps the bears out of my beehives. Why am I doing that? Well, it's still running. It still works. It works great in the winter, but those batteries, you can only use 50% of its energy, and heaven forbid if you actually discharge it down to zero, because that's when, you're going to damage your batteries and your 3-year lifespan is going to be even lower. Here's the advantages to lithium. You can use 100% of its power. You can deplete these down to zero safely and recharge them back up. And you can do that 3,000 times in most cases with batteries. With the new technology, you can even double that. So the new battery is 16 years with a semi-solid state battery. With these, you're only going to get about 10 years. The future is here. It has been for a few years now. If it's time to upgrade your battery, go lithium. Freezing rain and more snow is coming. Winter is not over yet. Just wanted to take a minute to let you know that the Renogy Pro S1 semi-solid state battery I've been using to power up this off-grid adventure all weekend has been running great. And a shout out to Renogy for providing the battery for my last video. Renogy is having a sale all of this month through March. They're having different flash sales pop up, and you can also use my custom discount. It's going to be in the description below, so have at her. Another off-grid mistake, battery storage. Don't just leave your batteries sitting out all winter, whether it's your 12-volt lithium batteries, your old school lead acid batteries, the battery that's in your lawn tractor, your trolling motor battery. If you can, bring them into a warmer, dry environment. Disconnect everything. That's one of the biggest battery killers in the spring. You go to cut your lawn, oops, your tractor isn't starting up. Another thing is that batteries don't like to be stored when they're empty. The optimal storage for batteries is somewhere between 20 and 80%. Even with lithium batteries, some people will say, oh no, you can discharge these and leave them. But for longer term storage, I mean, read the manual, it's in there. That's the safe zone you want to be in. Look at this sorry, pitiful looking pile of firewood. Most people probably use firewood as their primary source of heat when you're living off grid. You can use other sources like, propane and diesel, but the reality is in Canada, for me anyways, firewood is where it's at. So I've got to get my chainsaw and get cracking. You never know what the winter is going to be like. So way better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. It's fun to cut it if you're well ahead of the game and you're doing it for exercise and you're feeling good about being prepped. But it's a totally different story when it's in the middle of the winter and you see your wood pile getting down to a level like this and you're thinking, oh my God, if I don't get out there and split wood. Okay, we don't have to think about this one too much in the wintertime, but keeping your food cold. This is probably going to be one of the biggest decisions that you'll have to make regarding your cabin and the power that is required for your fridge. I've gone through a bit of a journey and I've over-researched this and over-thought it for many years. I started off with a propane fridge. It was actually a three-way fridge, so it could run off propane, 12 volt, or electricity, but it was really only efficient, power efficient as a propane fridge, which suited me fine for a number of years. Then I upgraded and I found the coolest fridge in the world, which is the Marshall Guitar Amp fridge, built to look like an amp. It's absolutely friggin' awesome. I love it. And then not too long after getting the Marshall fridge, I ended up getting a 12 volt fridge. It has smaller capacity, but it runs off a 12 volt battery and it is so energy efficient, guys. It's a big decision. Choose wisely. If you end up buying a non-efficient fridge, it's gonna haunt you for years to come. Another off-grid mistake is trying to keep up with new tech. You're gonna have a hard time doing it, especially if you're trying to do it with off-grid power. How's this for a scenic shot? Tech is changing so quickly. Look how far lithium batteries have come in the last couple of years in off-grid power. I'm using one of the newest batteries on the market, a semi-solid state lithium battery. It will last for 16 years. So I really don't have to worry about the new stuff coming down the road. I can get excited about it, but the fact is, if my fridge is still running, if my turntable is still spinning, if my video projector is still showing me bad Mel Gibson movies, that's fantastic. And I don't really need to keep up with the Joneses. I think what you need to do is settle with what you have, know that it's providing the power that you need it to do, and don't worry too much about all that new stuff because it's never going to stop. It's just going to keep coming and coming. We've come to the end of our list. And the last one is probably the most important of all of them. Keep things simple. I don't know how much I can stress this. We tend to overthink everything in general as humans, right? Silly, complicated humans. I've had an off-grid cabin up here for almost 20 years, and my biggest mistake has always been overthinking things. Whether it's a solution to a problem that I'm having, whether it's a shower system, toilet, an outhouse, off-grid power, it's so easy to overthink things, and often the best ideas are the simplest. So give yourself a break. Don't over-research things. Yeah, you can watch a few videos to figure out how to, get some different ideas, but stop at the 4th video. You don't have to watch 100 videos. You can if you like, I actually like YouTube. I like seeing what other people are doing. But in the end, the simplest solutions are the best. We're out here to enjoy ourselves, right? So why overcomplicate things? Life is complicated enough. You turn on the news, you find that out pretty quickly. So do yourself a favor, every once in a while, turn the news off. Keep it simple, stupid. I love that philosophy, and for me, it has really, really worked. Happy off-gridding, guys.